Hey there, it's Deane. Yep, me again. Now let's talk about something absolutely crucial in sales, and that is controlling the narrative during negotiations. Now, whether you're negotiating with a long-term client or a first-time prospect, now the ability to guide the conversation is the key to closing deals on your terms. So let's break it down and get straight to some of the strategies that's going to help you do just that. Now, first off, let's talk about asking the right questions. Now, in the negotiations, the person asking questions is often, very often, the one in control. So open-ended questions in particular are incredibly powerful because they encourage the client to share more than just the surface level responses. Now, a simple yet strategic questions like, what's most important to you in this partnership, can uncover concerns or priorities that you wouldn't have known otherwise. So when we guide the conversations with questions, we not only gain valuable insights, we also make clients feel heard and setting a foundation of trust right from the get-go. Now that we've got the client talking, probably it's time for us to anchor and set our expectation early. Now, for example, instead of diving straight into the conversation about discounts and cutting prices, I like to start with a high-value package that showcases everything that I can offer. Why? Now, that is because when I set a high anchor point, I influence how the client perceives the value of the solutions or my product. Now, even if they were to eventually ask for a lower price, don't matter because I've already established a reference point that is closer to my ideal outcome. So when I anchor, I steer the conversation, making it a lot easier to land on a price that works for the both sides. So speaking of the price, that brings me to another strategy that can help you stay in control. That is where you address a potential concern before your client even brings it up. Now, if you know the budget is going to be a sticking point, for instance, you can say something like, I understand the price is important to you, so let's talk about how we can create the best value within your range. Now, by tackling the issue up front, you've shifted the focus from just the cost to the value that you're offering. Now, this approach puts you in the driver's seat and guiding the conversation to where it needs to go without getting bogged down by any objections. So let's talk about closing that deal. And here I've got a technique that here might surprise you a little bit because that's called the silent close. Now, after you've made your pitch and addressed their questions, instead of pushing for an immediate response, just pause. Give them the space to process what you've just said. Now, what's going to happen during that silence is often quite powerful. Now, the client will start to think through your offer without the pressure of your voice in the room, and many times they end up convincing themselves. Now, silence creates room for reflection. You see what I'm getting at? Which can lead them to arrive at the decision that you're hoping for on their terms. Of course, not every negotiation will go according to plan. Sometimes we are thrown a curveball. This is where flexibility and reframing comes in very handy. Now, if the client makes a last-minute request or shifts the conversation unexpectedly, staying calm and adaptable can save the deal. Now, instead of pushing back immediately, take a moment to understand the underlying issue. When we reframe our response and address their core concern, we'll still align our objectives. Now, this adaptability not only can keep the negotiation on track, but it demonstrates that you are a responsive and a considerate partner. Finally, let's not forget the importance of listening. I know this is basic and everybody knows that, but it is foundational. Earlier in my career, I was faced with a tough negotiator that I remember till today. It is also the lesson that I've learned firsthand. Now, I went in with a well-prepared pitch, and I quickly came to understand that the client wasn't engaging to any of my points. So I decided I'm just going to stop talking and just listen, right? Now, when I ask open-ended questions and pay close attention to their actions, their words, and their silence, I kind of realized that it is not about the price, but it's about the delivery timeline. Sometimes controlling the narrative isn't about dominating the conversation, but rather making the person feel important and heard. And using silence strategically is going to make the point more crucial and make the conversation more effective. So what is the takeaway here? Controlling the narrative in sales isn't about manipulation, isn't about forcing an agenda. It's about being present, asking the right questions, and setting the right anchors, and being flexible when things don't go as planned. Now, it's about guiding that conversations to create value for both sides and building the trust with your client. Now, so I hope these insights is going to help you rethink on your approach to sales negotiations. Now, if you have any stories or strategies of your own, drop them in the comment. I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights from the front lines of sales and client management. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.